sent an article yesterday from my wife that Instagram is removing likes
I heard
from
about
photos.
This.
So you can't see them anymore. They're gone.
But it's just like in Canada right now.
Just in Canada, we're being bullied.
Yeah.
I don't understand. So
why are they picking on us?
I don't understand it.
You don't get why they're doing it?
Just in Canada, I don't get it.
I think they're, it's like a trial run. If they did it
It's just so weird. Why just Canada?
Because if they did it in America, people would flip, right? And it would be just massive, news posts and stuff like that. What
Weird.
happens in Canada, nobody cares about it.
Yeah, the hell with those guys. They don't need likes.
So what did you read the article then? I haven't read any article. I just heard about this.
I skimmed some stuff. I think it's the general purpose of removing you'll still be able to see how many likes you have.
Right. So if I post something,
if you're in your own profile, you can still see how many likes you got. But I think the purpose is to remove the popularity contest that Instagram has become, which leads to being addicted to social media and the fakeness and
just
trying to one up and
likes.
trying to this whole popularity contest. Their whole thing was we want it to shift to people need to focus on the actual content and media people are posting, not the numbers.
Yeah, so not posting just things that will get likes.
How many likes will this photo get?
Right.
It doesn't matter because no one's going to see them anyway. Why don't you focus on how good is this photo or how cool is this video or how whatever. I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
That needs to be the focus. So that is what I think the general idea is around removing it. Is it going to affect influencers as far as brand deals go or advertising?
Well, they're still going to look at the numbers.
But they can only see them if you screenshot your profile.
But let's say,
that's easy to manipulate.
Let's say Ford pays you to post a photo of a truck or something like that.
I wish that
could happen.
I literally, please Ford, just please.
Okay, let's say hypothetically, they're still gonna ask you at the end of the day. If for those of you listening, Peter turned around his hat, which is a Ford hat. Surprise!
Surprise!
Podcast is not sponsored.
Again, if you'd like to,
we will. They're still gonna ask you for those numbers probably, and they're still gonna be curious at least how many likes did our social media push because they have to push it to their higher ups. So I don't know if is it gonna make any difference.
I feel weird about people can screenshot that, but you can manipulate those types of things. Who's to say if I thought about it?
Yeah.
Not that I do it. I don't. But if I have the thought of, okay, I got to screenshot this, it's easy to Photoshop out and change numbers. How are they guaranteed that the stats you're providing them
true. I didn't think about that.
Actual stats?
Right. That because
they can just go to my profile right now, check it out, and say, okay, cool, yeah, there they are.
Yeah, I see the likes
displayed.
Yeah, they're right.
But
there.
if it's in my control to distribute the information to them, who's to say I'm not cheating?
That part.
So I know it's to try and remove people from buying likes and bots and all the garbage that can come with, cheating your way. Because let's face it, I have 1.7 million. If you went to my account and there were 35 likes or something, it would be weird. Or the opposite. That was a bad example. If you had 10,000 followers and you went to that profile and they had 400,000 likes on a photo.
Millions of likes.
Hey, this doesn't make sense. You bought them or there's a glitch in the system. So they're trying to eliminate that stuff. Because those businesses that sell likes they're gone. If this is the case, if this gets rolled out, you can't see them anyway, so nobody cares.
Yeah, that's interesting. There are a lot. If you ever go through Instagram and you look at who's following you, there's a lot of fake accounts.
Yeah,
a lot of fake accounts.
Purge them all the time.
It's crazy how many there are.
So I'm wondering, maybe does it start with likes and then it moves to your follower count's gone, and then it moves to
There's no way they're gonna take off.
But I mean, 2 years ago we would have the same conversation. There's no way they're not going to show likes. That's the whole point. People like, and you get the likes, and then brands see it. And if you're going to go down the influencer road, and they say, hey, this guy gets great engagement. A lot of people like his stuff. Let's see if we can work with him. And this is just from a brand standpoint right now.
Yeah, this is.
So if we were to flip this and go from a regular person standpoint, I'm just a dude who likes to shoot photos and put them on Instagram.
Not trying to grow it.
I don't think it matters at all.
Yeah,
I think it's good.
Yeah, that's interesting.
In that regard, I think it's fine.
There's two perspectives
about the numbers.
Yeah, I think you're
right.
But
it always
I think you're right.
Gets there.
That with a regular I just post on Instagram because it's fun, whatever.
Yeah, my friends are there,
It's
whatever.
definitely a good thing for those people, I think, to not have the likes, because then you're not posting to get likes. You're not, what? Actually, does it?
It would be like,
Does it eliminate it though?
it's the
Because you
same-
can still see it.
yeah, but
So
it's
you
this-
still see whether people liked your photo or not.
yeah.
Isn't it the same thing still, even if other people don't see it?
No, I don't think it is. It's the same thing if YouTube got rid of views.
Yeah.
You could still see how many views you have, but it'd be
you
the
would
same,
still
that
want
would never
to
happen.
You still, as the person posting, want more engagement, want more views. So you would still pay attention to how many likes did this photo get, or this video, how many views did this video, you know?
I think so, obviously. But I think part of this popularity contest that they're alluring to in these articles is, you know, people are proud of the amount of likes a photo
Right.
could get.
They want to show
I
off
just hit
their likes.
200,000 likes on my first photo. And I was very...
Is this for real?
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Sick.
Moraine Lake got the bucket
Dang.
shot. I decided to post the bucket shot, and it got 200,000. It was the first one to do 200,000. And it's not from a popularity standpoint, but for me as a creator, starting from my account when I had 10 followers and I was getting 6 likes on a photo, to being able to get 200,000 likes on a photo was pretty cool. It was very, very cool. And it's not bragging rights.
Would you care less if people couldn't see it?
No, I don't think
Yeah.
so. Personally, no, I don't think so. But I would care less if it mattered when it comes to working with cool people. If it affects that, I mean, this is our job.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
You know, this is how we make money. Like we put out free content and teach and do all these things, but we're paid because brands want to advertise their services through our reach. But if they can't see our reach, and there's potentials that the reach we show them we have is manipulated or whatever.
Right.
I don't know. It's a weird situation.
I wonder if that. Okay, first of all, I don't think this is going to roll out to everybody.
No.
I think they're going to revert it, and they're going to be like, "That was bad, mistake. We're not going to do that." But if it did, I wonder if comments then would be like the main indicator of whether a post is, you know, did well or not.
1,000 comments,
and then
10 comments.
instead of likes, you're just looking at how many comments did I get.
Or maybe it's only maybe it's not rolled out to verified accounts.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not verified.
I don't.
Still.
That's weird.
Instagram.
I'm not verified
Please,
on Twitter.
Just verify. I don't know anything.
Twitter. I just want the blue check on Twitter. You know what? I don't even care anymore.
I
actually don't. It's kind of funny now.
I would care if it was like that, where you get some sort of perks or you don't get or whatever if you do have like that. Then I would care.
You know what the real joke is? I made it onto Canadian currency before I got verified on Twitter. I'm still not.
I don't understand that.
But this is the joke now. So I
Yeah.
feel like if I got verified on Twitter, it would almost ruin part of like the fun.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, that's done now. We'll see ya.
I don't get it because Instagram even like put that like you can put in your, I think you
Request
send,
for it?
Yeah, you send them a picture of your ID and
Twitter
everything.
was the same way. They got rid of that though.
Yeah, but Instagram just added that. Still not verified on there. It's months. Just waiting.
I don't understand.
Crickets. I don't get
But
it.
who
either.
cares?
Yeah, honestly.
Honestly, the one good thing actually about being verified on Instagram is you'll pop up first in searches, I think.
Right.
And you get all the insights that you don't have.
And if somebody comments or something, people see a blue check, I think people are more likely to follow that person. So it does, there is a benefit to it. But
as far as their whole popularity contest goes, that would also not be something that's helpful.
Yeah, right.
Because it's saying like, hey, this person's more important.
These
or
are the special
verified.
ones.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So if you're going to get rid of likes, then get rid of the blue checks too.
Yep.
And get rid of the comments.
Followers.
Get rid of
everything.
Get rid of a lot of it. Like
Let's just look at the art.
You can't just take away one thing and hope the problem's going to be fixed.
Yeah.
Because that problem still exists it's the platform.
Right.
It's the platform you've created. It's what it's become.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of people complaining about what it's become.
Yeah.
I think it started as something cool and retro. Post square photos and throw a filter on it and have some fun.
You didn't think about it. You just posted it.
And now, like, look, I'm guilty. I make videos about how to make your grid look perfect.
Curating down to how the grid looks.
I've turned it into my portfolio. I don't have a portfolio anywhere online. I don't have a portfolio on my website. I don't have pictures anywhere. Flickr. Remember those days?
I never used that.
Said no one ever. 500px, tried that for like a day. And then Instagram was just the easiest place to host the collection of my work. You want to see what kind of photographer I am? Go to my Instagram account. Yeah. And I still take pride in posting the best possible photos that all flow together. But I think maybe there are people at Instagram who are thinking to themselves, this really became something totally different.
Yeah, we didn't
than
expect
what we planned. Like, I remember when Jesse
planned that.
I remember Jesse telling me he spoke to someone at Instagram. It was when he was first starting his stories, and they were just starting to take off. We just made that video and people were excited. And someone at Instagram, I think in Canada, said, that's not what stories is for.
Stop doing that.
Like, that's not the point of why we made stories. You're not using it the way it was intended.
I understand that.
But they said it from a standpoint of like the premise that you're not doing good work with that. It should just be fun snapshot stuff.
Yeah.
You're doing.
Please stop doing.
You're doing
that.
too, like you're ruining it. Yeah, but like he was just pushing it forward, in my opinion. And now people are really taking advantage of stories in the coolest way. Look at Alan Palander, like that guy maximizes creativity to the max when it comes to stories. It's weird, but it does feel less of a community, more of just a means to advertise your own work. Companies, we're all guilty of this. Everyone's guilty. Yeah. Everyone contributes.
I honestly don't like Instagram very much.
You never have.
I did. I used to like it.
As long as I've known you, you've never liked it.
Okay, I've been like indifferent to it for a while, and then I literally I didn't stop using it, but I definitely stopped caring about it, and I would keep up with other people's stories and post more often before, and and blah blah blah. Now I kind of I post when I feel like it. There's no like pressure on me. I'll post stories. I'll tell people that I posted on YouTube. I care more about my YouTube.
Like you use it as a means to advertise your YouTube,
definitely
which a lot of people do.
Yeah, definitely a lot. I think Instagram has always had the problem of it's really hard to tell stories or make it personal. It's kind of just really pretty pictures nowadays. Yeah. You swipe through, it's just
all topical stuff.
Yeah, same pretty pictures with somebody just copying, pasting a nice quote from the internet as the caption. It's just the same thing over and over again.
Up is down and down is up.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
There's a picture of an ice cream cone. It doesn't make sense.
If I'm gonna post on Instagram, I wanna either have something to say, like just a random thought I had that day or whatever. That's usually what I try to do. Stories, I treat more of as like a behind the scenes into my work. I show just a little bit. Yeah, you don't do stories at all.
I always forget. Like we've said this before. Whenever we're traveling, my wife checks in on your stories to see what I'm doing,
and then she complains to you like,
"Why don't you post
some more?"
Like, oh, Maddie's posting them. Just watch his.
Yeah, I don't know. I have this thing on my where if I don't like an app on my phone anymore, or I don't want to use something, for example, Instagram, I move it to the back. Yeah. I banish things. So that I did that with Instagram. I did that with Facebook. So I just got tired of Facebook.
Everyone's tired of Facebook, man.
Yeah. So Facebook,
garbage.
I didn't want to use it, but I noticed I was still, just by habit, opening it up, scrolling through it. So what I did, put it all the way back to the very last page of apps on my phone. And I literally stopped using it completely from that day. It was just too much work to go all the way back there and open up.
It's not worth the squeeze.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so now I've done that with Instagram, and I've also done it with Twitter just to limit. Even though I like Twitter more than Instagram, I've just done it to limit myself.
I've dialed back Twitter big time.
But it's on the second page. It's not on the last page. It's not fully banished.
It's at the gates.
Yeah.
Can I come in?
Yeah.
I think stories are more popular on Instagram than the photos now. Because
I think so too.
You open up a story, you just start tapping, swipe if you don't want to see it. It's faster to get through, and people just want fast. They just want to open up their phone, bop, 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 nope, cool, hold. Oh, that's cool. Nick. Oh, comment. I can't believe you did that. Bop, locked,
but
done.
That's what Instagram
Refresh
is.
20 seconds later.
Yeah.
That's the addiction. Oh, did I miss anything? You just did that, man.
I'm bored. I got 5 seconds. I'm waiting for an elevator. 5 seconds. I'm going to swipe through, whatever.
I kind of think stories might eventually take priority on Instagram as far as the UI goes somehow, some way in the future.
I think in popularity, Instagram stories have already taken over. But what I've noticed is, because I like posting stories more than photos, I've noticed that if you don't post photos, your account doesn't grow as fast.
Oh.
Because people aren't going to your profile and all that stuff. With stories, they kind of just watch the content and they swipe to the next one kind of thing.
For me, like my enjoyment from Instagram really comes from curating my grid. I've told you that before.
Yeah, you just enjoy it.
I just have fun trying to color grade a specific way to challenge myself to have an aesthetic that matches X for whatever amount of time. Then I move on to the next one. And I've always had fun doing that. I'm getting bored of it now.
Are you?
Oh, yeah.
It's just same old thing over and over again.
Same old thing. I feel like there's a better purpose for photos than just throwing them in a 4x5 format, sticking them on Instagram, and then doing nothing else with it.
And being limited to only portrait because landscape doesn't look it.
We've forgotten that, you know, I said this in a video when I first started this channel, my channel. Print has been entirely forgotten when it comes to photos. It's half the process and nobody cares or does it anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm going to change that for myself.
What are you going to change?
I'm just going to start, I'm like in the new office, I'm building like a print lab.
Full
on. Yeah. Like a full on print lab. I've always wanted to be able to take a photo, come back, print it, learn from it, put it up on the wall, like study it, look at it. Where could I improve? Why is that not in focus? Why does this look stupid? Why does this just look muddy?
It's funny when you print something,
the print? Is it,
you see the imperfections so much more.
Because now all we're doing is we're like fast food content.
Yeah.
I've been calling that, if we're to jump into YouTube and just social media further, I've been having this discussion with everybody around me recently. You know that I've always been really hard on my own work. I almost never like anything I make. Mm-hmm. That's in part what keeps me driving to make better stuff. Mm-hmm. I don't think I suck, but I'm just like never quite where I want to be, which I'm fine with.
Not fully satisfied.
Yes, but I feel like recently just everything around me, and this isn't like to knock anybody specifically, it's just content has just become like fast food content. Like you go to a destination just to get the one shot that you want. You post it online, you're done with it, you move on. You make a video, you move on. You make a video because you have to make a video. You have to make a video, rules you created.
Right.
And then it's gone, it's posted, it's done. You're on to the next thing. It's just fast food. There's no love behind it. There's no time behind it anymore. There's no time to make videos. Yeah. I'm posting 3 videos a week, so I have 1 day max to give anything.
Right.
Which hurts me, hurts my soul, my creation soul as a creator. It hurts because I want to spend more time, but the algorithm or the speed of content creation, whatever, how the world works, I can't find the words exactly, but how this world works is it'll hurt me if I put more time into making videos. If I go to 1 video a week, 1 video every 2 weeks, they would be awesome videos.
Yeah.
But then it would hurt my business. So like you have to figure out where that line is, and like, are you willing to?
Yeah.
And
do you do
it's
two?
hard.
Do you do 2 videos? Do you do 3 videos a week? It's really everything favors putting out more with less effort, kind of thing. Like you said, fast food.
Yeah.
It's more favorable most of the time to do it faster and to do more instead of doing less. But doing it better.
And that kills the artist inside me.
Yeah.
Like the artist inside me just yearns to put more work into videos and travel for, I'd love to go to the city for just a punchline, for 1 shot in front of some building that just makes a joke funny, but that would be hours of a day that I need to be able to edit and work on something because the next day I got to do it again.
Yep.
And it's hard. It's not easy at all. And it also means you're running through your ideas. There's nothing that can be saved. You're constantly hunting for ideas because you're idea, execute. There's nothing that can be like, oh, that might be cool. Let's revisit that in a week. Oh, let's keep polishing that. Let's keep working on it. There's no time. Idea, execute, post. Idea, execute, post. And Instagram, if we're rolling back to that now, kind of ruins that. Like all the dope photos we got in Dubai, like the palace. I don't even know where that photo is. I edited it in the hotel room. Yeah. It looked great. I enjoyed it while I was editing it. I posted it, completely forgotten.
Done.
Don't care. It's gone. I don't even know where the raw is. I don't know where the full size is. The edit, I think I probably deleted, airdropped it, posted it,
and
cleared out my phone.
And you've probably never looked at that photo again since then. Since you posted it, you've
done nothing
maybe
with
checked it. Like once after or something like that. And
so it's, in a sense, commodified really great photography from thousands, hundreds of thousands of photographers around the world who are doing great work. We've commodified our work. It's like the nabob coffee bean now instead of getting something direct trade from a farm. You know,
Yeah.
it's the same thing. Coffee, massively commodified.
Yeah.
And that's why it's popular now. I'm going to go into coffee. Stop me.
For me, I think I read somewhere that the Instagram no like thing was kind of like getting back more into like the art, the art side of things, and just, posting pure art without the
Video.
likes. And, I don't buy that. To me, that seems a bit far-fetched. I was trying to think, why would they actually? Because in the end, Instagram is a business. The more likes they get, the more engagement they get, the better it is. So I almost started thinking, is there a downtrend in likes and engagement on Instagram, and that's why they're kind of trying to start hiding it? Like,
I read something.
Everything's fine, guys. Everything's fine, and really, it's going down.
Tyler, maybe you can find this. I read something about it says something like on this article, technology addiction.
Mm-hmm.
And it was contributing to this addiction of technology because you're constantly checking how many more likes now.
The dopamine hit.
Because let's be honest, I'll post a photo, I'll check it in an hour to see what it's at, only because I know there's something that's going to be updated. I don't need to see my photo again. I posted it. I took it. I was there.
Yep.
I edited it.
You're just seeing how many more likes
All
there are.
I'm looking for are the likes.
Yeah.
And it's that addiction to checking that over and over. How many views is my video at?
Yeah.
How many likes? How many comments is this at? That's why I was saying, does it stop at likes? Or is it going to move on to how many followers do I have?
Yeah.
Did you find anything?
Has dopamine got us hooked on tech?
Has dopamine got us hooked on tech? Is this the one? There's probably like a million.
Yeah.
There's so many. There's a lot of talk about this whole
It was a
addiction to
Bloomberg
social.
article, I think, and in there it said that was one of the reasons they were looking at trying this out, was to help combat, and by bringing it back to the art instead of making it about the numbers.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, when I'm scrolling through Instagram, it's very rarely because I'm yearning to see great photography. I know I'll see great photography every time I go on it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just getting that, what's new?
Yeah.
What are my numbers at? Okay, I'm done with Instagram. I don't go on it because I want to be inspired and look at beautiful pictures. Internet addiction disorders? That's just like everybody has that now.
Yeah, we're all
let's be
suffering from
honest.
internet addiction.
Let's be honest, imagine the internet just was gone.
Imagine.
It was just gone. What would everyone do? I don't think it could be at this point.
I feel like life would be a lot more social.
But it's so ingrained into the way technology works, businesses work, services work.
Oh yeah, you could never we
just wouldn't work anymore.
Everybody would die. We would just die.
Yeah. So we just get White Walkered. We'd all just collapse
Puff
to the
of
ground.
smoke. Yeah, we're all just walking around like zombies dead.
Just turn into ice cubes.
No, world could not survive now. All right, it would be a radical
What does that headline say? 50%.
50% of teens feel they're addicted to their mobile devices. That's kind of scary.
I'm addicted to my mobile device.
Probably.
Mobile advice. I give so much advice on the go that I'm addicted to doing it. But like sometimes Casey made the video about it.
Yep.
I find myself doing the same thing. We're having a conversation and I just zone into scrolling.
Oh,
And it's not because I am more interested in what I'm scrolling. It's a habit. I can't stop.
By far the worst thing somebody could do in a social situation is having a conversation like this one-on-one, and then the other person pulls out a phone and starts scrolling, and they pretend like they're listening. Yeah. And then you ask a question or something, and it's like, you can tell that they're just not.
It's really bad.
You're already bothered, even though you're faking it right now.
No, I'm texting my wife right now.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
We're talking about Benadryl.
It just makes me want to walk out that door, end the podcast right now, and be done with this.
The worst is when this happens. Ask me. Hang on. Let's role play this. For everyone.
You're asking me to act.
So if you were to ask me a question or say something at the end of a sentence.
All right. So how was NAB for you?
Yeah. The other day I was playing.
Yeah, it goes to something totally different. I've been talking about this thing for the last 5 minutes.
What's wrong with you? Why are you doing that?
Oh, worst.
But that happens all the time. I've done it to people.
Yeah, I'm sure I have it.
I've done it. It's been done to me. I've done it to people. It's
disrespectful for sure.
It's a side effect.
Yeah.
Of this disease that is technology and social media. I love it at the same time because there's so many benefits.
Yeah, and our careers are built on these
Absolutely.
platforms. We like these platforms, but at the same time, there is the dark side, and it's weird. I don't think it's so new that none of us know how to really navigate it. I was just listening to, I think it was one of the early employees from Facebook, and he was saying they thought a lot about like how it would affect politics and stuff like this in the early days, but they never ever even considered how it would affect our minds. Like not once. They never talked about that, and that's probably been the biggest effect from social media is how it's affected our brains, how we
Your
think,
feelings, yeah,
burnout, constantly putting in information, all this weird stuff.
I'm sure people look at my account and think, wow, look at every photo of this guy. Like now he's in a helicopter. That's all old. Like that's all from one trip and I'll milk it for 2 months.
Yeah. It looks like you're constantly doing some crazy stuff.
Right. But if you don't know that, you just assume these people are living these insane lives. And then you compare. You're always comparing.
And not only you're comparing to one person, you're comparing it to thousands potentially online.
Yeah.
And you're trying to make
what am I doing wrong?
Yeah, you're trying to make your life equal 1,000 people's highlight reels of the very best moments of their years.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, why isn't my life like it's never gonna happen. You're never gonna be able to do that. So yeah, it is toxic in some ways.
That's why when it really comes down to it, I would be fine with them doing whatever they need to do to help people
For sure, 100%.
combat all of those feelings and, protect their minds. I'm down for that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Even, I mean, in YouTube, I could push out 5 videos a week if I wanted to.
Same.
I could do it.
I would not enjoy it.
I would hate my life. I would make more money.
I would explode into ice cubes.
I would I would grow faster. I would make more money, but I would hate my life. I wouldn't be happy with the videos I'm making. And so that's why I would rather I even sometimes think like, should I only do like 1 or 2 videos a week instead of, I kind of tried to push for 3, but
Imagine one.
Imagine that.
Here's what's weird about it. We're saying imagine one.
Yeah, like it'd be like some crazy thing, but you could literally decide that right now.
We're the bosses.
Yeah.
Chris Ramsey says, you're the god of your own social media. You can do whatever you want.
I love that quote.
Yeah, it's a really good
We should
reminder.
have Chris on here.
Yeah, 100%.
He would be a
We should have
good
Chris
guest.
on here. The thing is, it's like the fear of losing everything. You do 3 videos a week. You've got this machine, this cog that's just grinding. And if you go down to 1,
Yeah, it starts slowing down.
oh, it stopped.
Yeah.
Oh my God, my house of cards. Everything fell. Oh no, I'm broke. I'm homeless.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario. Just because you want to go down to 1.
Yeah.
So it's even for the creators, like not just the people consuming the media having feelings of inadequacy or comparison.
Yeah.
I think the creators go through just like the same thing.
Yeah, I think
It's like different battles, but
for sure.
battles nonetheless.
I think a lot of people have this misconception of once I'm successful or once I've made it to some point, if I had 200,000 followers, if I had 1 million subscribers on YouTube, I'd be set, I'd be chilling,
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about anything, I wouldn't stress. But there's a weird thing that happens because it usually happens fairly quickly, like growth on social media. Something happens and it triggers a massive growth all of a sudden. Or usually I find that's what happens. You're kind of scared the whole time that the reverse is going to happen. Something is going to happen. You go to 1 video a week and boom, you go to nothing all of a sudden.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
like it came really fast,
The
it
sky
goes
is
really
falling.
fast. Yeah. There's
Yeah.
always this like fear and you have to just keep feeding the machine because you're scared that it might stop at some point.
And I think, you got these feelings for a day and then you are able to combat it, get over it. And then maybe a new piece of tech comes out and you think, oh, cool, this will be awesome for Instagram. You take some photos with it and
Yeah.
you're right back into the cycle and you've
Yeah.
forgotten everything you just felt.
Yeah.
And everyone's doing that. So it's just constantly being refreshed, recycled, the same thing. No one's stopping.
Oh, no.
No one's actually
No.
stopping. Everyone just continues to go. But it does feel like a bit of a different place now, Instagram.
I am actually curious, are people using social media less? Like, have we hit a peak and now we're already, because there's a lot of talk about social media addiction and all the dark side. Have we started to go, because I know things like YouTube, like the views and stuff they just keep going. But YouTube is a little bit of a different beast, I think. It's very different from Instagram, where there's similarities, but it's not that consumer fast culture.
I don't think YouTube is it's definitely like social media, but I don't think it's as social media as something like Twitter or Instagram. It's more of a hybrid TV network.
Yeah, it's like a Netflix mixed with a little bit of Twitter.
It's like a Netflix reality series.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense, but it does make sense.
You can comment on the videos.
Yeah, you know, it's like Netflix as a whole reality.
Yeah, pretty much.
That makes sense. It doesn't at all make sense, but it does if you think about it. That's kind of where it like sits in this middle ground.
Yeah.
Where Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, even, and anything else that I'm missing, and Snapchat, and all of the nonsense, is very much fast food. Refresh, click, refresh, click, refresh, click, and you know, I see new apps being made. Have you heard of Byte?
Oh yeah, like the V2 of
So it's kind of
Vine.
like a rebirth of Vine in a new name called Byte, and they're beta testing.
Yeah.
And I've seen people tweeting, "Oh, I'm going to be spending all my time on Byte now," and I'm looking at Byte thinking, "Well, I don't want to miss out."
Yeah, do I
even want to get involved? Is there just when does it stop, or when do people get sick of all of those types of things?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's going to be really interesting to see.
I remember when Facebook came out. I was in college in web design, and someone was like, "Are you on Facebook?"
Yeah,
what the heck is that?
I was in university. I had to use my university my student number to be able to get a.
What is this book of faces you're talking about? We're gonna write on your wall. What wall? I don't want to write on my wall. No, it's a digital wall. That doesn't. Why are people doing that?
What? I think the
and
best.
Everybody that you've never talked to in 15 years. Hey, man. Like, I don't even care about you.
See, I was just going to say, I think that was the most fun part for me in the beginning was finding those people and being like, hey, like this guy. Or
cool hair.
Yeah, or actually connecting with people, like making new friends through Facebook, or seeing somebody and then adding them on Facebook and then talking to them more on Facebook. And then once you hang out in real life, you're a little bit, you're better friends already. But nowadays...
The beginning was... friendship based, I felt.
Yeah.
Very personal, friendship, family based. And now it is very much just a mess. It's like the sidebar of a website that's just advertising target marketing.
Pretty much.
It's just garbage, sponsored stuff. And that's what kind of happens to a lot of these platforms. They start off very artful, good intentions, clean, easy to use. And as they get more popular, they start to get a little more messy, a little more weird. Changes start to make, then they get bought out. New people come in, spin-offs. Instagram gets bought by Facebook, and then everything just starts to become a mess. And fast forward, and the world explodes, and we're all dead.
And when a company goes like public and that kind of stuff, then it becomes so we got to make money from this and that kind of stuff. Like I was getting really annoyed with Instagram at some point. Not as much now, but everything was an ad. Everything was an ad. There's ads from Instagram in between.
And then sponsored company ads.
Yeah, and then there's people who are posting on their accounts that are ads. Like every single post is an ad for some company. I'm just like...
It wasn't always like that.
It wasn't always like that. But I think that's partly the fault of Instagrammers themselves, the people that have big followings. They've fallen into this. That's the only way to really make money from Instagram is to have sponsored content. So they just keep pumping out sponsored content.
That.
Totally.
It's also just... the evolution of business.
Yep, 100%.
It makes sense to advertise that way. You've got someone that's got a lot of followers. People trust this person. So it's our job as influencers. I hate the word. Everyone that's called an influencer usually hates the word.
Yeah.
But it's our job to pick the right thing.
Yeah.
To pick the right thing and hopefully actually provide value to the people that look up to us and trust our opinion,
I think it's really unfair that social media, you have to say every single thing that's been sponsored.
# ad.
But you watch, Avengers Endgame, there's probably 100 different... I saw everybody driving in Audis, like these insane new Audis.
Just parks right in front of the wide angle lens.
Yeah, it's like perfectly, looks sick. Like that's a blatant ad, but they never have to say anything.
You measured the distance you had to go so that those rings were stead focused.
And paid millions of dollars for that ad, I'm sure. Whereas we get pennies compared to that, but we have to say every single little thing.
I can turn my hat around and I actually have to say I'm not sponsored.
Yeah, it's a Ford hat.
I just really I love my F-150. I have a dope truck. I love it, and I love Ford.
We have to go out of our way to say it's not sponsored. Just
that's
to be
annoying.
Clear. Yeah,
and that's all the time. Like you'll hear that whenever you hear or watch YouTube videos now. You pick up a mug. I'm not. This isn't.
This
Peter sent this mug to me. I don't have an affiliation with James Coffee. I just.
It's kind of become a joke.
Pete sent it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do understand a little bit of it, that it's people treat a YouTube, like if they watch you on YouTube, they almost treat it like they know you because they've watched so much of your content, they've seen a lot of your life and blah blah blah. So it's like you're their buddy. And so if you are secretly advertising to your buddy, who like the person who's watching, they just think you're, whereas they try to say at least that, when you're watching TV or movies, you're expecting to get advertised. I don't think that's still true. I don't think that logic still pans out. I think it's so sneaky that movies do advertise in a completely, you don't fully realize it's kind of subliminal, but then we have to always say it.
But it's also blatant.
Oh, it's 100% blatant. Yeah, it's so if you start watching it, it's obvious.
The blatancy, the blatantness, the.
Can we get a dictionary on that?
A thesaurus, so I can use a different word. But it's almost offensive because it's so blatant.
Yeah.
Without saying anything. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
I remember I was watching Designated Survivor, and it was the most awkward scene. My wife and I had to rewind it to watch it again because we were just shocked that it was done that way.
So
they
obvious.
finished the conversation, then she pulled out her phone, and it was like an over-the-shoulder shot of like the Ford app, and she remote started her car, and then it jump cut to the dashboard going like bung, and like the speedometer's going lighting up, and it said Ford. Then it looked back at them, and she put the phone away, and they walked all the way to the truck, got in it, and drove off. And it was like a whole 15 seconds of
sequence.
super awkward weirdness.
Oh gosh.
And we looked at each other and thought, no, wait, what? I have to see that again.
Where's the sponsor by?
Yeah, and it was a conversation like right now, cut to the car. And it was like, wait, why are you not talking, son? This is so weird.
Yeah.
You would never even do it that way in real life. You're actors. Like, at least put some effort into it.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get the call. Let's go. Get into we have 30 minutes to get. You can still don't just stop talking. It was really bad.
At the same time, I'm kind of okay with it because I don't want any of my channels, I don't know if I've done a few brand deals where they also wanted me to post on Instagram, but I've never done just an Instagram specific campaign.
I have, yeah.
And I try to be really limited with the amount of just, I don't want to be a commercial the whole time. I don't want to be a walking commercial. I want to be myself, what I want to do. If I want to, I would rather make money by providing some product that'll help you out, like LUTs or presets or motion graphic templates or whatever, than doing a brand deal. Now, sometimes it makes sense for your channel and it's like, oh, they're going to provide this really sweet experience and I'm going to make cool content around that. It's like, oh, that's great. Like it works. So in a way, I'm okay also with having to say sponsored by, because it forces me even more to think about who am I affiliating myself with. If you didn't have to do that, I'm sure it'd be a lot easier to just be like, oh, I'll just throw in this ad in there and people won't even notice.
Yeah, as long as it's something I use or I think I'm going to use,
or you think it's a good product that
that's going to solve a problem or solves a problem, or my friends rant and rave about that I'm going to be trying out and I do like it, or a service that I've used in the past, or a place that I love to visit. I'm fine with that. Yeah, I'm fine with that because it's genuine. It's like you're not going to see me come out here and talk about Dove soap.
No. I love Dove.
Maybe Irish Spring.
Speaking of Dove,
thank you for sponsoring this up.
I have a bar of soap here.
But I'm never gonna that's
Yeah.
Anyway,
it is tricky. I feel like that's an ever.
Have you ever eaten soap, by the way? You ever tasted it? You ever put soap in your mouth? No. Never?
I don't think. Maybe my parents washed my. No.
When my friends would swear, like my younger friends on the street, they would get soap in their mouths.
Yeah. And
I never did that. I only started swearing and becoming a pirate when, like 5 years ago. But I put soap in my own mouth just to taste it because I needed to see what my friends were going through.
Right.
So I just went home, went into the bathroom, and just pumped a full handful of soap into my mouth, and it was terrible. It's like
I'm not surprised.
It's effective. I would never swear again. If that happened every time I said like the F word.
I assume that's why they did it back in the day.
Oh man, I could never do that to my kid. Could you go put
times
soap
have changed. Times
in your
have changed.
son's mouth? Can you imagine doing that? He says something, you soap his mouth.
Imagine you even said that to your friends. They'd be like, "What kind of parent are you?" You
Grab the
never
dish
do
soap.
that.
What? Open your mouth. I'm like, wait, whoa. Let's back up. You can't do that.
Yeah, for most kids our age, it's like, oh yeah, that happened.
I mean, right now my kid would eat soap just out of curiosity. I don't even have to do it myself.
Dang it, my kid likes it.
She's already eating the soap. Anyway, with that being said,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get something to eat.
You good to go?
I'm done.
Yeah, let's go get some
Yeah,
food.
I want to crush some fries. Just a fat, disgusting
What do you want to eat?
pail of fries. Not a plate, not a basket.
Have you started working out yet? I keep trying to get you to work out.
I work out in my mind. Work out in my mind.
Mental workouts.